So traders, I see silver getting ready to have a really nice move. It's actually really starting to build a lot of pressure there. Plus also the gold market. The gold market, silver market, and also the mining sector is definitely the main focus for me for that next really big move. And it's starting already on the mining sector, has already been starting. And also gold's building a lot of pressure right now when it comes to getting ready for a nice move. And also silver's really building a strong base for that there as well too. And obviously the stock market right now, guys, there's so much danger in the stock market right now. You want to run away. Now also on this video, guys, I want to teach you how I use just one simple moving average to help me find strong momentum in the markets. And if I can find strong momentum, if I can go with that momentum, I am likely to have a nice successful trade to increase my probability in the markets from there. So traders, first thing in the description there, I've put up a brand new free training walking you through all the details to my trading system. So if you want to learn exactly how I trade the markets, my trading system, step by step, see many examples, how I find the trades, my scans, my processes, and all that sort of stuff. First thing in the description there, guys, go get access to that free training. I'm going to walk you through exactly my trading system, and I'll teach you for free. Now, looking at all these markets here, as you can see here, the GDX, GDXJ, SIL, and SILJ, and if you've been following me now for the last couple months, you would know that my main focus has been mining sector, right? And it has been now for the last couple of months. Last 2 months now, it's been saying, guys, mining sector, actually metals and miners, right? Metals and miners are the place to be for me, right? So as you can see here, by looking at the GDX, what's been happening here? Nice sideways movement, real strong sideways movement. See that through there? So a real strong sideways movement, and now we're getting a breakout here. Beautiful sideways movement and getting a breakout. SIL sideways, and now we're getting a beautiful breakout. SILJ sideways, and now we're getting a beautiful breakout here. So as you can see by looking at these charts and looking at all these different markets from here, we are continuing to get a really big strong breakout here. Now the stock market here, this is the Russell here, very nice move to the upside. It's neither here or there when it comes to the risk there, but looking at, that's the NASDAQ there, and this is the S&P. Look at that through there. You know what's coming soon, right? You know what's coming soon. You know, there's a lot of danger in the markets, and we're going to get this, right? And even for the same for the Dow Jones through here sideways again. So I'm expecting a nice little short-term little push back to the upside, and then we are likely to see this thing start to roll over from here as well too. Now that's this chart over here is the actual gold chart, and look at all this sideways movement. And let me show you this here. Right, so I talked about at the start of this video, I talked about utilizing moving averages in your trading here. Now I'll show you an example of what I mean here, because using moving averages, one moving average can supercharge your results and be on the right side of the markets most of the time. Now, what am I saying here? So for a weekly chart, I like to use a 24 moving average on the weekly chart. So this is a weekly chart here, say of gold. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up gold here is ever because this is a beautiful example of what happens in the markets. And then I'm going to get to the daily charts when it comes to the daily charts using the 52 moving average. These are the moving averages that I like to use. Just one simple moving average. Now, here's the thing. One thing I've found is that wherever the overall trend is of that particular market is showing you momentum. Now, if I did this, there's a few different types of moving average, two different types of angles you will see within the moving average. This is one moving average. If the moving average is doing this, see how it's overall flat, right? We are going up, but we're not really trending up and down, up and down. But if the moving average is doing this, see how now we're starting to talk what? Strong momentum to the upside. So there's see how the overall trend of this, not where it's pointing right now, but where it's been for the last couple of months. If for the last couple of months or more, if we're starting to see a nice good increase through here overall, then that's when you start to get what's called strong momentum, right? Now, this is a weekly chart here. So it probably for the last, say, 6 months, if we're starting to get that increase, it's a beautiful, strong momentum. Now, the reason why this is important is because whenever we do get a strong moving average like this here, if the moving average stays like this, then what can happen is if we go to the market, what can happen with the actual chart itself, and I'll bring up a green, is that if the market's going up like through here and we get a pullback through to here, if the market's dropping through to here, but the moving average is trending up, there's a massive probability the market is going to bounce off the moving average and push back to the upside. The moving average here is like a momentum in the markets. And I'm going to show you how this has all worked right now in silver. I'm in the metals and miners right now for a trading opportunity. Not gold, but silver and some of the mining stocks. And I'll show you the reasons why, what's actually kept me in those and why I'm still in them right now to this day. Now, the whole thing about gold is, the whole thing about gold here is look at the moving average. Notice the moving average stayed strong through here. So that's the moving average through there. And look what's happening right now. So I'm hoping to see the moving average continue up like that. There's one. The reason why I'm doing this here is because guess what? This gives you the high probability of what's likely to come next, right? It's not, and I'm going to show you the sign of it slowing down and what's a danger sign in the markets. I'll show you that in just a minute, okay? But looking at this level here, then look what actually happened. What actually happened? The market ran up, it pulled back almost to the moving average and then bounced up. See how we actually dropped, but what was the moving average still doing? See how the moving average was strong trending to the upside? Now, sometimes we will flush down like this and come back up, but a lot of the times if the moving average is still trending up, it'll push it back up. Now the market's going sideways. Look what the moving average is doing. And if the market on this weekly chart continues to go sideways and it gets to the moving average like here, we get another this week here, we get another week here, and then we get a bounce through there, guess what? Now we're likely to go for the next move, right? Because the market goes through stair steps. We go for a move up, and then we get a pullback to the moving average. And the moving average is like a momentum indicator. The moving average is like a powerful momentum indicator. And then if the market's coming down through to here like this, but the moving average is coming up like that, there's a massive probability it's going to pause and we're going to go through the next move. You can see exactly this is what's going on here in this particular chart here. Now, if I bring on the 52 moving average, you'll be able to see this is exactly what silver did just recently. It's one of the reasons why I've stayed bullish silver this entire time. Why? Well, look at this back here. Notice this moving average coming strong to the upside. But look what happened when we dropped to the downside. Look what happened. The moving average stayed strong and we bounced back up. See that through there? Now, this is nothing works 100% of the time, right? But if you're looking at the probability of what's going on right now with silver, look what's happened here. The market's moving up through there. The market came down, 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 down. Why did silver bounce? Because we had strong momentum. Even though we had a short-term drop, momentum then pushes it back to the upside. You see that through there? And this is with all markets, right? Look at the GDX. Same thing, right? Sideways to a strong moving average from there. Same thing for the GDXJ, right through here. Even the SIL miners. Look what happened to the SIL miners. Why did the SIL miners, the silver minings, why did the silver mining stocks actually have a really big move to the upside? Why? Because we had what? See the moving average? Look at this moving average. See how it's just kept staying strong. It's been strong, trending strong to the upside. What happened just recently? The market had a drop for a week, but then it came down to the moving average, but the moving average was strong. And typically when that happens, just like we saw back here, it bounces and then it pushes back to the upside. So the best situations for me when I'm looking for a trade is I'm looking for a trade right here. I'm looking for a trade right here. Right? If we go to the Ethereum chart, you guys probably have heard of the last few months, I went long Ethereum and I made a really nice big profit on Ethereum. Why did I end up going up through there? Well, firstly, it's what's known as the energy building phase, right? So that when the market starts to go strong to the upside, we're using energy, but whenever we go sideways like this, we're building energy, and then when it does break, we typically go for another nice move. That's building energy through here. Using energy and then building energy. But in the context of what I'm teaching you right now, right, and you'll be able to see, guys, on that training that I give you first thing in the description there, you'll be able to see step by step how I use this here and one moving average to have a high probability of having a successful trade. You'll be able to see how I just use only one moving average and also use volume from time to time as well too. But how all this other crap you're using right now, stochastics, MACDs, RSIs, macroeconomics, inflation data, all that is just a crap. Because look what I'm showing you here, right? I'm showing you one moving average, and as you can see here, look at this here. Moving average was what? Trending strong to the upside. Look what happened. We went sideways, we had a drop. As it dropped, then it pushed back up, and then it had another nice move to the upside. See that through there? So this works time and time, even for the SILJ. What happened to the SILJ? Right? We had an overall sideways movement. We end up, the moving average was all through here. Let me do another color through here. Right? The moving average was all coming up through to here. And so as you can see, even though we went sideways, but we had a recent drop in the mining sector, because the moving average was going up, guess what? The market then got pushed back to the upside. Now again, nothing works 100% of the time. Now just remember, important things with this. If the moving, it's the overall trend, not where it's pointing, not where it is right now. Okay, it's been what's been happening, especially on the daily chart, what's been happening for the last few months. If the last few months have been doing this, then it's flat, there's no momentum in the markets. If the moving average has been doing that for the last few months, we've been trending down, then whenever we do get that, the market goes up, or goes down. Whenever the market does that, typically if the market's doing that and we go up and we get a drop to the downside, that's just a short-term drop and the momentum pushes it to the upside. So there we go, traders. Hope this really helps you out. Traders, if you do need some help, I've opened up some applications to my 1% group. This 1% group is you're basically with me for an hour or two every single day as we walk through these markets, and I hope you and coach and guide you through every single step. If you need some help, guys, that's second link in the description. Go click on that. Go apply for my 1%. You and I personally will be speaking on the phone, and we'll see if we're a good fit and we'll have a good chat. Speak to you soon, guys.